Hey guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Mark. In this video, I wanted to talk about 5 signs that you are shifting into the fifth dimension. Now, I'm going to base this video based on experiences that I've had, which are somewhat common. Maybe a couple are not so much, but this is basically what I went through, and I wanted to bring that forward to you just in a nice, clean list of types of symptoms and experiences you may be having that will tell you that you are shifting into the fifth dimension. So if you have not already, please subscribe to my channel, hit that notification bell. You'll be notified when I release new videos. Um, when I started to awaken, the first thing I noticed was that strange things started to happen. Uh, I talk about this in my spiritual awakening video. It's one of the first few videos that I posted on this channel. So if you want that whole story of the process I went through, go ahead and check that video out. I'll put a description below. Um, I had songs starting to play. I would wake up in the morning and they would be playing in my head. And they had relevance to them. Basically telling me that something was coming, something was about to change. Okay. Um, Another thing is maybe we're going to hear sounds and voices and things like that. You're going to hear strange things out of nowhere. Maybe nobody's around. I remember one time I was in my house alone and I heard somebody scream my name. It was right in my ear, very loud, very clear. Mark, just like that. Nobody was home. This was the middle of the day. So things like that happen, and it gives rise to an opportunity for awareness that things are about to shift. We are about to embark on an ascension journey, okay, with awareness, with consciousness. So very exciting. That's the first one. The second thing is things are going to start to come to you unexpectedly. Maybe you're going to start to think about someone and the phone's going to ring, or you're going to realize that maybe you forgot to do something or you need to do something, and something is going to come forward that is going to assist you in that process. Now, a lot of times throughout our lives, when we're not conscious of this or not aware of these things, we overlook them. They don't even register. But as these types of things start to happen more and more, the antenna goes up. It's like, wait a second, something's different here. There is definitely something going on that is outside of the normal that I would expect on a day-to-day basis. For example, again, maybe you need some money or something comes up unexpectedly. Maybe your car breaks down, whatever it may be, and then in a certain period of time, maybe a few hours, a few days, money unexpectedly appears. Okay, that is another sign that timelines are starting to collapse and you are starting to shift. Okay, you're getting these wake up calls, and it's important that we bring full consciousness to these types of situations and sit with them and show gratitude and appreciation. Which leads me to the next thing. The third thing on my list here of 5 is that once these things start to happen, you start to question reality, you start to question life. Maybe what you thought life was, we're born, we die and that's it. Or, we go to heaven, we go to hell, whatever your upbringing is religious wise could play into it. Things start to shift with that. You start to sense a greater reality. And there's a feeling that you can't deny that there is some sort of a reason that you're here. You didn't just come here to live 80, 90 years and leave, and that's the end of it. You came here to do something that is going to contribute to the entire world and to the entire universe. And that starts to get some of your energy, some of your attention. You start to focus on that. Maybe you're going to start to look at your day-to-day patterns, your job, maybe, just the things that you kind of go through on autopilot on a day-to-day basis and realize that that's not why I'm here. Even though my mind led me to believe I had to do these things because society says so, I'm here to do something greater. And you start to head down a path of seeking and trying to land that purpose. The next item on the list, number 4, and this is a big one, especially for those of you that have gone through this, is we start to go through intense emotional ups and downs, mood swings, almost bipolar type of situations and feelings and things like that. Even though medically we're not necessarily diagnosed as such, we're just feeling these ups and downs. Okay. And we call it the dark night of the soul. Maybe we go into a spiritual depression for a period of time that could last weeks, months, years for some people, right? That is a true sign that your reality is shifting. And what's happening in that situation is you have your soul, your higher frequency energy has come in. And the dense programming, the dense energy that resides within the physical body, the things that we've been traumatized by that we didn't want to process for years, our inner child wounds, things like that, they get lit up. Our soul's energy steps in and lights these things up so that we can feel them on the movie screen of life, okay, and experience them. So if you start to have these types of situations happen, and sometimes they happen rapid fire, one right after another, that is a surefire sign that you are moving up into the fourth dimension, lower 4D, and ascending towards 5D. So very important to be able to work with these emotions to get present. And this is the part of the journey, or it was for me, where I really dove in. I started to do a lot of research. I did research in the beginning a lot when I had these synchronicities and things start to happen. I just started to research. It was very strange. When I got into this dark night stuff, I thought, well, how can this happen? Because this is all supposed to be about joy and bliss, right? Well, I learned that it wasn't. I watched a lot of content, a lot of videos about dark night of the soul. And between that and my intuition, I got a handle on what was happening and was able to work through a lot of that stuff. So that is a surefire sign that you are about to have actually a major breakthrough. So the better you can dive in and ground and work with those energies, the dense energies as they come up, it's going to shorten the period of suffering. So that's the fourth thing on my list. And the fifth thing on my list, which kind of was happening through all this, was contact. Now, I didn't know it was happening. I didn't realize my guides were presenting these songs, these synchronicities, and things like that to me. They were holding space. They were bringing these frequencies forward, and I was experiencing these things. The yelling of my name. That is a definite surefire sign you are moving up into 5D. You're starting to open up to aspects of you that have been turned off for a long, long time, maybe many lifetimes. You are starting to reawaken to these aspects of you. And these are who, we call them our star family, our spirit guides. These are all aspects of us, guys. And once we start to become aware of them, everything at that point changes. We are starting to ground these 5D energies. Okay. And with that, memories start to come forward and open up. It just becomes so amazing to experience that. And we need to be vibrating at a certain frequency for this information to get up into our mental body so that we can perceive it here. Okay. Now, not everybody's going to experience things in this fashion. Maybe you'll experience some of these, or maybe you'll experience them in a different order. That's okay. The one thing too is we could add a number 6 is really synchronicities, the clocks, the 1111s, the dates, the weird stuff like that happens frequently, kind of throughout the whole process, right? But you're going to have a mix of these. And the important thing when we're going through these things is to know that it's, first of all, it's normal, right? I've learned that anything that from a logical, educated mind, program mind that we would think is crazy, ET contact, the experiences I've had with my mom before she passed and with the Pleiadians, that kind of stuff. would have sounded crazy and probably does to a lot of people, completely normal on the ascension process. So anything that happens to you, you have to be open and available for it to come and accepting of it, because the more we broaden our perspective, the more we allow for the truly blessed magnificence to land right here in our experience on this planet. And that's what we want to do. Okay, so um, don't try to put yourself in a box and expect that you're going to have symptoms the same way as someone else. Don't try to put yourself into a box and say, okay, I'm going to communicate with my deceased loved ones this way, or I'm going to be a channeler, or I'm going to do this, or I'm going to do that, because that closes off and chokes off your energy. Be available to receive however it comes, okay, and just be grateful and be in a loving presence with the energy and feel the energy. Okay, this ascension process is lighting up our etheric bodies. Okay, we're becoming aware of our etheric bodies. Like, when you're maybe something's coming at you, or something was thrown at you and you didn't really see it with your eyes, but you sense it coming and you move out of the way, things like that. Our etheric bodies are lighting up, and we're getting in tune. We're becoming aware of them. We're becoming aware that we're not just this physical body. We extend beyond this physical body. And that's because we're a mix of all these different frequencies here in this dimension. So what we want to do is ground as many of those as we can, create the space and hold the space for these energies to come in. That's why we're here. It's like, we're big satellite dishes for our divine self. We're like, okay, come on in, get it as big as you can get to capture as much of that divine goodness, amazingness as you can, and allow it to come in and embody right here into your physical body in this dimension. So that is what's going to move us towards 5D. We are all on that ascension path. Maybe you're getting stuck at some of the things, some of these 5 signs that I've mentioned. That's okay. Just, again, hold a loving presence. Everybody's experience is going to be different. I just touched on a few of them. If you listen to my channel, if you've been subscribed for a while, I talk about a lot of different experiences I've had. Maybe you've had similar, maybe you haven't. I urge you to go through some of those videos and listen to them. Because what it does is, if we could do that from a perspective of not, I want to try to have that experience, but it awakens us to another possibility that maybe we didn't think of. Now we're more available to have different types of experiences, right? So that's it. So I hope this video resonated with you guys. Please give it a thumbs up if it did. Hit the subscribe button if you have not already subscribed to my channel, and hit that notification bell, and leave a comment. I'd like to hear the kind of things that you guys are going through. Many of them are, in fact, all of them are really ascension symptoms. So I think it's time that we start to take responsibility for these and own what we're feeling and what we're experiencing. Stop trying to put a label on things and just know it's part of the process, and be present with it, and get used to experiencing the unknown and just allowing it to happen, guys. So if you know anybody that started down the ascension journey, feel free to share this video with them. I would really appreciate it. And until next time, guys, love and light.